Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alexander Komosa.
And my name is Benjamin Horsley.
We are both radiation and nuclear scientists here at Ontario Power Generation, and we will be presenting to you our proposal for the storage of nuclear waste materials at Ontario Power Generation nuclear power plants, Pickering and Darlington.
The problem that we have determined is that there is no current long-term plan to dispose of nuclear waste. This causes danger to public safety, as currently the nuclear waste is being stored in the power plants themselves within pools. This is not safe. If it was ever an emergency, the nearby populations could be harmed by this poor handling of nuclear waste. And another major problem that we have is the poor public image that this creates. People do not want to have nuclear waste sitting in their backyards. And that is why we as a Canadian government company, we believe that this is not acceptable for us, because we should be upholding Canadian citizens, and this is not what they would want.
We have determined three possible solutions to this problem. The first is the construction of underground and processing storage facilities in Canada. Second is the exporting of these nuclear waste to other politically stable countries. And finally, the sending of these materials via rocket to outer space where they cannot harm anybody.
For the underground facilities, preliminary research has shown that this would be a very safe method for disposing of the nuclear waste. It would be deep underground where it could not harm anyone, and we plan to put it in the Canadian Shield, which is a very rocky region of Canada, which again would help protect it. This is a relatively cheap method because the natural rock formations will protect the nuclear waste, and there's low risk to population because it is very sparsely populated. And there's an abundant area to choose between. So it will give us an ideal opportunity to find the perfect location for nuclear waste storage facility.
And that is also very safe. Finally, some things that we're going to need for this project is a trained team of geologists familiar with Canadian geography in order to help us decide on the ideal location for storage facilities. And also we will need money for traveling costs, living in hotels, food, as well as gas for our vehicles.
For the exportation of nuclear waste to other countries, we'll be looking at politically stable nations, and the most ideal candidate that we have right now is Russia. They are currently politically stable, and they already have established nuclear waste disposal facilities. So our goal is to get in contact with them.
Some costs that could be associated potentially with this certain proposal are the need to hire Russian translators to communicate with the government, as well as the editing of formal letters to the government, which may be a necessity.
For the rocket launch of nuclear waste into space, for our preliminary research, all that we need to do is get in contact with private space agencies. We need to research the cost of shuttle launches, and we also need to research the safety and the viability of this method.
A proposed schedule for our program has already been outlined here, as well as in the copy of your outline. Some things, for weeks 1 and 2, this will be where our initial research is being conducted. This will be where we travel with the geologists, where we conduct dialogues with the government of Russia and also private space agencies. Next, we will spend time editing, drafting, and finally publishing the report that will be submitted to you in the 4th and final week of our project.
Here's our proposed budget, as you have it in your handout as well. The estimated cost is around $3,500, but we realize that because of it is impossible to determine exactly how much money it will cost. This is a very general estimate, and the cost could be either higher or lower depending on what we actually find.
At this point in time, I would like to thank you for the time you have spent listening to our proposal, and I would ask now that you consider our proposal and that you provide us the funding as well as the permission to continue with this proposal. Thank you very much for your time.